So you made it to shortening bread? How did that happen so fast? At least to me it seems fast. Okay, so shortening bread, we are in 3 sharps, F, C, and G. So that means your F on the E string is going to be sharp. But we don't have any, oh, there's a C, We do have some C sharps. We don't have any G sharps on the top line, but my guess is, nope, the bottom one doesn't either. But we do have some accidentals to give it our little bit of a jazz set on this one. So shortened bread, look it up. It's got a lot of history behind it, and I think always historical stuff is kind of interesting. So look at, if you look at it with your magnifying glass, you see that E.C. Perrault in 1979, it was published in Eastern Tennessee in 1915, but in 1979 the Beach Boys included it in their Light album, and that's kind of fun when an actual American folk song is used, I think, in a modern times. So A, E string, A, F sharp, E, F sharp, A, F sharp, E. Then that repeats, that repeats, that repeats. So once you've learned this measure, you've learned quite a bit of the song. Then we have C sharp, B, A. Look, there's another C sharp, B, A, C sharp, B, A, C sharp, B, A. Wow, there's a lot of those measures too. Then, if we look at this A, F sharp, E, F sharp, it's here for that measure, it's here for that measure, it's here for this measure, and this measure. So there's, again, a lot of repetition. So if you take apart measures and learn them, you'll find that, oh, if I learn this, then I've already learned a bunch of the song. I know I harp and repeat on that, but over the years it will save you a lot of time. I used to play for Ballet West's pit orchestra, and they would give us music. So we would have a month on and a month off. And during the month that we had off, they would give us the next ballet music. Well, ballet music is like 200 pages long. It's huge. So you're learning all of this music and making sure that you've got it down before you go to rehearsal, because we had one orchestra rehearsal and then a rehearsal with the dancers, and then we were performance. So if you become a professional musician, you need to be good about figuring out what do I really need to practice and what do I already know. So going through and looking at the music is a really good way to save yourself a lot of time and a lot of headache. And so you get this big thick thing of music, and you need to have it all learned, because you don't have what we have in schools is distorted, where you have 6 months to learn a piece to play it in December, and you rehearse every day for an hour, so you never really have to practice. It doesn't happen when you're a professional musician. You have to know how to learn this music and how to get through it quick, and you have to be a good note reader. So in my teaching, I always make sure that I focus on note reading along with everything else, with rhythms and some ear training as well. But in my experience as a professional musician, you may get one rehearsal. You may not even get a rehearsal. Sometimes they just mail the music to you, and you go and you play. Well, there might be a few measures that the conductor wants to look at, and then bam, you just play. So just know that I want you to be a fluent musician and a fluent note reader. So let's start right up here, and I want to save you some time. So A, third finger on E, F sharp, then, okay, well that wasn't so bad. Then it goes, then F sharp, C sharp, B. Good, and then you know that these repeat, same as the first measure. So that it's exactly the same as the first measure. Then we're going to do the answer to the question. So it's measure 7, then 8 again. One E string note and the rest are all on the A string. Then you go. Leave F sharp down. So those 3 measures are the same thing over and over again. Then we have F sharp. And then we have A, F sharp, E, F sharp. And then same thing. And then the first, the last 2 measures are the same as third measure and fourth measure. So there's the introduction to shortening bread. Get really clear on your tone, good bow pull. Make sure you're watching your position. Make sure your notes and your fingers and your bow are changing at the same time. And then let's spend just a tiny bit of time on turning rhymes into musical rhythms. So the bottom part of this is a little bit of some ear training. So turning rhymes into musical rhythms is what Mother Goose was really famous for. And if you look down here in the corner, put on your detective hat, and I would love to hear from people to find out what the mystery is with Twinkle Twinkle Little Star and what the truth is about it. See if you can look that up and find some answers for me and for yourself. But let's look at these Mother Goose rhymes. We did Hickory Dickory Dock. We did Peter Peter Pumpkin Peter Peter Pumpkin Eater. What did we not do that we can do? We did Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. Mary Had a Little Lamb. What one should we try to figure out? How about London Bridge? Let's give it a try. So if you were to sing London Bridge, let's pick a note. Just sing whatever note comes to your head. This is my note. You might be different, but London Bridge is falling down, falling down, falling down. So this that I'm tapping on my knee is the beat. That is your like basic quarter note beat. And then we're going, London Bridge is falling down. You intuitively can kind of feel that in your body. But now how do we put that on an instrument? Can we find that note? So it's a B natural. Now what if we try to do... Well, that sounds kind of minor. It sounds kind of sad. What if B is close to D. What if we went London Bridge is falling down. So we're on D now. Let's try it. So we go London Bridge. Whole step, right? London Bridge is, that goes down lower. Is fall, that's lower again. B, down, falling down. So A, B, C, D, about your key, you might be in the key of G because you end on a G. Usually you'll end on the tonic note, which is the kind of theory name for the key name. So that's London Bridge. Let's try it now. So you're on the D string and let me do a trick with you. What if instead of starting on the D string, we started on the A string and did the same thing? Let's see if we can do it. Look, same finger pattern. There's A, and that is your D. Oh, do you think we could do one more? Can we start on the E string? There it is. So you can play now London Bridge in 3 different keys, G, D, and A. So let me back up and let's do Ba Ba Black Sheep, because this was one that I think is kind of surprising. So let's see. Ba Ba Black Sheep, have you any wool? Yes, sir, 3 bags full. So there's your rhythm. Ba, ba, black sheep, have you any wool? So that have you any wool are 8th notes if we're in 4/4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3, 4. So that's your rhythm. Hopefully in your brain at this point, you're getting visuals of what 8th notes and quarter notes and half notes look like, and what the measure might look like, and what your treble clef sign might look like. Now let's pick a key. So what if we started on D? So we play let's start on D. Ba, ba, black sheep, have you any wool? Yes, sir, 3 bags full. Then we go 1 for the moon, meadowlands, Ireland. 1 for the little boy in I don't know the word. Black sheep, have you any wool? Yes, sir, 3 bags full. I did the wrong rhythm there at the beginning, but does that sound familiar to you? Is that another song or another melody line that you've already played in this book? Think that through.